Welcome back to another Amazon Top 10 Coffees for the Sage Barista Express. Today we are looking at Rave coffee. So this is a batch roasted coffee that's available on Amazon. So you'll place your order and they'll obviously roast your coffee and send it out to you within a few days. So I ordered this last week on Monday and I got it within 3 days, which is pretty amazing. Now what I like about this coffee is they've got this kind of really cool packaging, which is quite funky. It's kind of textured packaging. I like people that put effort into their product, and it kind of shows what they're really into what they're doing, and they've put some effort into the way they package it and send it out to the customers. So this is a single origin coffee. It's a medium to dark roast. Obviously this is whole bean as well. And it's got tastes like caramel, chocolate, red fruit. So it's a Colombian coffee as well. And it's just got nice little details on it. It says like wake up to the smell of coffee, and yeah, really like that. So on Amazon, this cost me £5.75 for this 250 gram bag. And what it says about the company, so it says Rave Coffee only uses top quality coffee from the world's best farms. And it's based in the UK here in Cotswolds, and it's all batch roasted, and they do this on a daily basis. They support local farmers and they pay a fair price, which means they kind of sourced in an ethical way. So it sounds really nice, sounds like a really, really good coffee. I'm excited to get this in the Sage Barista Express and see kind of what pull we get. As always with my Sage Barista Express, I have pre-warmed my machine. I have pre-warmed my cup as well, and my grinder is going to be on a grind 5 for this first shot. On a very quick side note, so I've had a couple of questions around about how I clean my machine and what do I use to clean it with, because obviously this has got a metal kind of covering on a plastic machine. The machine itself is actually plastic. It's actually got this metal coating on the side, which is quite a thin metal. So it does get scratched and it does get oily and it does get milk on it and all those sorts of things. So it's nice to be able to clean it with something that isn't going to damage the prints on the actual machine itself, or damage the machine or scratch it, or anything that's too harsh. So I like to use this cleaning product here. It's called Method. It's stainless steel cleaner, and it's all plant-based. So it's not very harsh. It has an easy, nice fragrance to it, but it does a great job of just shining the machine up and cleaning all the major parts. So I'll leave a link below anyway with this coffee as well, if you're interested in having a look at that. So let's get into making the coffee. And also just to show you that these coffee beans are really dry. So they always seem to work better in the Sage grinder when using these kind of really dry beans. They're actually really large beans as well, but yeah, they smell amazing, smell really good, so I'm looking forward to this coffee. So just weighed out my 18 grams, and just to show you on the machine itself, we have got that on a number 5 grind setting. Just to mention, I did 18 grams obviously, and I had a little bit of excess coffee that wouldn't fit in when I actually tried to tamp this down. So it'll be interesting to see what the pressure's like when we put this through, if it's going to struggle, but let's just see what happens when we put it in the machine. Okay, I've got my timer ready, and I'm going to hit my double shot button, and let's just see what kind of pressure we get and what kind of pull time we get. Pre-infusion is building up. Well, it seems to be too much pressure. I was a bit concerned about that. As I said, I struggled with the volume of coffee. So that is not going to get a decent pull. It's way too much pressure. And obviously that's going to be completely over extracted. So yeah, we're heading into 36 seconds, 37 seconds. So yeah, I'm going to stop that now because that isn't actually really going anywhere. You can see the volume of coffee that's made, really tiny, way too much pressure. Now, you could at this point, I could actually press it again and see what kind of pressure we get, just so that I don't have to waste this shot. Just to see what happens when we press the double shot again. See if we can pull anything through. The pressure's building up. No, again, it's choking the machine's completely choked up, and we're not getting anything coming through. So what I'm going to do this time is, on my grinder, I'm going to put this to a grind 6, okay, And again, I'm going to put about 17.5 grams in this time, just to see whether I don't want to waste coffee, and I wasted a little bit of coffee last time. So I'll use 17.5 grams on grind 6, and let's see how we get on. No coffee wasted this time, so I grinded 17.5 grams, and you can see there's no coffee. It's all went in through fine on the actual portafilter. So let's get this whacked in. And switch our timer on, get my shot glass underneath. Okay, start the timer and hit double shot again. Much better, look at that. Perfect range. Very nice looking shot. Maybe a tiny bit quick. Yeah, that was a little bit too quick, so it was 25 seconds. So I actually think if we did 17.5 grams and actually put this back to maybe a grind 5 again, it would probably be spot on. So that's what I'm going to do this time. Just to tell you how this tasted really, because obviously it's quite a long shot and it went through very quickly, but it might taste alright. It does, taste pretty decent to be fair. I imagine if we get it spot on, we're going to get a slightly richer shot, but that's pretty good. I mean, I'll be happy to drink that. So like I said, with these shots, if you don't get exactly what you need, don't throw them away. It's very drinkable. You could add some more water to that to water it down slightly, or you can make that into a flat white or whatever you want. It's completely, for me, palatable coffee. So don't waste these things. Let's see how we get on with the next shot. We've got 17.5 grams in. We've got it ground at grind 5 this time, again back to our original grind, just with slightly less coffee. Let's see what kind of pull we get. Pressure's building up. Looking much better. Nice pressure range roll, almost perfect. Slightly too quick, but losing a bit of pressure. So it was slightly short, 27 seconds, quite a large volume of espresso, but you know, this is going to change. So depending on what kind of flavor profile you're after, depending on the type of beans, your batch, all these variables can slightly change. So it might be that you use 18 grams and you get a perfect time on yours. On mine, this is what I'm getting. You can see this, you can't make this stuff up. This is what I'm doing. I'm adjusting these variables, and you can see that that's what it's currently pulling with this specific, you know, on the Sage Barista Express, with these grind settings, with the water that I'm using, and with this particular batch of coffee. Now that for me isn't a problem, because I've tasted this coffee. It tastes absolutely fine, and that's completely fine for me. Let's just see what this one tastes like. So here we go. Nice looking shot that's been pulled, and it smells amazing. It smells really good. Yeah, tastes really nice. It's a very rich flavour. So even though it says the medium roast, it actually said medium to strong, didn't it? So actually I would say it's strong. I'd say that's quite a strong flavour. For me, I like really strong coffee, and I would describe that as being quite strong. And it does have that kind of caramelly notes to it. It has a bit of a smell of Marmite, which sounds a bit weird, but when I ground the coffee, had a hint of like a Marmite-y smell, which may be a good thing or maybe a bad thing depending whether you like Marmite or not. But anyway, going back to this shot, so you can see that I've changed a bunch of different variables, and the shot obviously changed according to those variables. I didn't quite get the pull that I like, which is around about 30 to 35 seconds, but 27 seconds, you know, all this is down to your palate and how you like your shots. And don't worry too much about shot times unless it's running through within like 15 seconds or it's taking 40 to 50 seconds. Anywhere within that range, as long as it tastes good, I think it's a perfectly acceptable shot of coffee. And for me, that's great. You can add milk to that, make it flat white, or just drink it straight as a shot. It tastes absolutely fine. So don't worry too much. Don't waste your coffee. Just dial these things in. It will change according to the different roasts and the different batch that you're getting. So I've experimented with this today, and that's the kind of result I've got. But I could buy another set of this coffee or buy another batch and I might have slightly different results. So keep that in mind. Don't always expect to get exactly the same for every time you you're using your machine and expect the same results. You have to dial them in each time, unfortunately. But that's the art of making coffee. So I'm no expert. This is just what I do, and this is just what I make to get a good cup of shot of espresso for me. But hopefully you're finding these videos useful, giving you an idea of what to expect. If you find this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you in the next video.